Karen, it's 12:30.
Yes, sir.
Use your ding dong.
Everybody hear that?
Yeah, you're losing bandwidth again. I don't know what you're operating off of a notebook computer, which has got 56 bits, 56 megabits.
From Texas.
Huh?
Hey, where's your
Tom,
apron?
How are you?
Where's your apron?
Oh,
Not mask, apron.
Oh, he got it!
Hey! Tom,
What a great special guest.
yes,
Is that not a special guest?
there he is.
How long did it take you to run him down, Daryl?
Oh, he was very easy to find. Very easy to find. As a matter of fact, Duncan had his information
Oh,
very readily.
good.
Tom, you look great. You really
Yes.
look great. All right, turn on your audio.
No audio.
Your audio's off, Tom.
Uh-oh, somebody's doggy.
Oh, that's me, sorry.
Tom, your
Oh.
microphone.
Here
Uh-oh,
he
he's going to get help. He's going to get help.
Yeah, it was a conference table.
Y'all crack me up.
I love it.
Y'all crack me up.
There, can you hear us, Tom?
Yeah, your volume is very low, Tom, but we can hear the microphone a little bit.
Turn the volume up a little. Yeah.
Here he goes again.
Where's that IT guy? Sheila, are you
Tom,
on?
all you need is a horse.
He's out in the parking lot. No, you're still too low, Tom. We can't hear you.
I heard that.
I heard him.
Hold on a second.
Almost came on.
You can see him talking, but hear nothing.
For two.
I love the hat.
I do too.
You can hear him.
Okay. Tom,
Tom, you
in
just
the
need a horse.
in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, if you right-click on the speaker, pull it down over the bottom of the screen, right-click on your speaker, and you will find audio settings. Right-click on that and go to the microphone setting. Turn up the volume on the microphone. You've probably got it way down low on the microphone.
No.
I'm sure glad Tom's not a surgeon.
First of all, you left click it, you don't right click it.
Oh, you left click.
I don't see it.
You could also click on use phone audio and call in if your phone computer doesn't have the microphone.
Microphone should be.
Oh, he's got help now.
Yeah, somebody's coming. There they are.
I hear you now.
No, you can't.
Oh!
Can you hear me?
Yay!
Yeah, that's
I can
it.
hear somebody.
Static.
How about this?
Perfect.
That's better.
Hey! Hey,
Hey.
Tom!
Thanks, Raj to the rescue.
Yay.
All right, right. Good job.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that. Some things don't change. I need supervision at all times.
Tom, I had to go get my own dessert.
Oh, shooey. Oh, wow. No, did you guys haven't met to give away my job yet, but darn.
We'll never give it away. It'll always be you.
I miss you guys. I really miss the club.
Well, you can join
We
us.
miss you. We miss you, Tom.
I
We
miss
do.
Southport. I miss Southport. I miss the team I worked with. They're great people here, though.
Oh,
Good.
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 They really are.
Great.
Hey, Tom, how is the pickup truck going? Tom, where are you in Texas?
North Texas, up near the Oklahoma border. Just
Uh-huh.
outside Wichita Falls,
Okay.
if you know where Wichita Falls is.
Okay.
Most
Tom,
people
how
would
is the
say,
pickup truck going?
say what?
How is the pickup truck going?
Oh,
The
yeah.
pickup truck is perfect. Say a third of the trucks, or a
Hi,
third of
Tom
the
and Betty.
vehicles here are trucks.
Don't make fun of pickup trucks.
Well, most of them are like these Super Duty, you know, the 250 or the Super Duty trucks. But my off-road sport, it fits in perfectly. I love my truck.
All right.
Now that I got my hat with it,
I like your hat.
and you have to wear masks in the hospital. But look, I had to switch from the unfortunate, but
Tom, you ought to take the price tag off.
nobody likes the Patriots. Well, they didn't like them in North Carolina either, but everything's the Cowboys here, so all good. How is how you guys have not met as a club yet either, have you? I mean,
No.
when will you?
Not till January, maybe.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's RI. RI came out and said, made that suggestion, so a long time.
Because
But I think we're gonna wait and see what happens in our neck of the woods.
I'm going to join Rotary here, but of course the club obviously hasn't met here either, but I didn't know it was because of, I just thought it was locally they weren't meeting. I didn't realize Rotary had a directive or a suggestion out there.
It's a suggestion that we may decide to come back earlier, but we shall see.
I'm going to get some cowboy boots, you guys, too.
How about a horse?
Handmade kind.
Are you going to get a horse?
I know. You know, we had a quality meeting yesterday, and they just, you know, just like any hospital you walk through, what kind of, they were specifically focusing, this a regional trauma center, which I'm not sure why, but it is. Anyway, they were viewing cases in the ER. 3 of the fractures were from people that fell off horses.
Oh.
One was in a full body cast, so I decided that, you know, I think I will not get on the horse.
Yeah, a cow instead, they're safer.
Yeah, I mean, I might fall out of my pickup truck and break my leg, but I don't intend to get on a horse. And it is, you know, one thing about North Texas I found here is the weather changes super fast. So last week, Monday, it was 108 degrees.
Oh.
No.
Oh, whoa.
It was in the 40s. How can it change 60 some degrees in 48 hours?
Oh,
But it does.
That's crazy.
It really is. But Texas is a lot of, everything is outsized. I mean, they have a lot of hospitality is Texas size. They're very welcoming, and it's all good, but we got plenty of challenges here to work with, but there's good people to work with, so that part's all good.
Cool.
That's great.
Awesome. We're glad you're on the call today.
yes.
Good to see you. So before we get started, I just want to let you know Rick Pierce is out of the hospital and he's back home. So if you can, send him a get well card. He had back surgery. And Andy is still taking care of his wife at home. So keep them in your thoughts and prayers too. So Daryl, would you like to do an invocation, please?
Sure, be glad to. Let us pray. Our Heavenly Father, we give you thanks for the ability to gather together today. We ask that you lead us and guide us. We pray particularly today for Quizzy and hope that she will not suffer through these days of distress. We ask that you lead us and guide us, direct us and protect us, and all the things that we think, say, and do will be pleasing unto you. We ask this in your holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. So I do want to welcome our guest. We do have Jeff Mount on the call. Hi, Jeff.
Hey,
Hey,
Jeff.
Jeff.
Hey,
Hello, Jeff.
hi, Tom.
No.
And you have Sean.
And Sean.
Hey, Sean.
There's Sean. I see Sean. Glad to have you. Good to see you again, Karen. I was just thinking about you yesterday. So do we have any happy dollars?
I have a happy dollar.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'll take it.
Peter had some minor surgery last Thursday, and he's recovering nicely.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh,
Great.
Look great. Daryl, do you have my happy dollar?
I do, as a Fatter-Act, I do have your happy dollar, and I've got a dog that is absolutely driving me nuts this morning. But what I am going to do is switch this over to here and see if it'll come up. I think I have two pictures. One here.
Get a picture of the cat.
And
Oh, that's not it.
this one. Is that it?
No, that's the club assembly.
What are we
Okay.
trying to do?
How about this one? How about I stop that share and I share this one. Will that share?
Nope.
That won't share.
What are you trying to share?
This one?
God.
See
Coming.
it?
Yes.
Yeah.
we see that.
Yay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is.
So there's my happy dollar. That's my son, the younger guy, obviously. And he will be getting out next month. after-
Oh, that's
Here.
very good.
Yeah.
Oh,
So he's coming back home and then he's leaving to go to Old Dominion.
oh,
I got to see him for a couple of weeks at least.
Is that him too? Can you see this one?
No.
No.
All right, well, there is a share screen. Here is the other one. Is that him?
Yeah, yeah, there they are working on something. I have no idea.
Oh, it's classified. It's classified.
Yeah, these are secret pictures, so I can't put them out in public. So I don't know what they're doing. But I'm just glad he's coming home. So that's my
Yeah.
$1.
That's great.
That's wonderful, Karen.
Yeah.
All right, now you wanted to go to this one, right?
Well,
Close.
actually, do you have the pictures from what we did last week?
Yes, I do. It's a fatter Mac. I do.
Share those.
Okay. And
Daryl, I'm impressed you can pull this off.
I'm not doing a very good job of it. All right,
Yes, you
here's
are.
the- Can you see this one?
You should say job.
Can you see this one?
No.
Are those the pictures from the lunches you delivered?
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
We all saw that, didn't we?
No.
It was on Facebook.
It was on our Facebook page.
I'm not sure who that is. Is that Ted?
Yeah.
That was Ted.
Okay.
There, can you see that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, how about that one?
Yes. The food.
Good. And how about that one?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey,
There's a bunch of good-looking people.
Very good.
Bunch of them.
With their face masks.
And this one and this one.
There you
Yes.
Okay.
Very good.
Good.
go. Good job. Good job.
All right, good. All right, stop that. Now, and then we can do the rest of them. You want to do the other one?
Yeah,
Karen?
let's go ahead and run through those.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Screen share and this one. Okay, is that one? Can you see that one?
Okay.
No.
Club
Yes,
assembly?
Club
Club
assembly.
assembly, right.
Okay. And what do you want to start? You got it.
Okay. So today is our club assembly, and we're going to talk about 3 different areas. To start with, we'll talk about the grants. So we have completed our grants for 2019-2020. The deadline to get ready for Daryl's year will start June the 1st. And I think the deadline is August. I can't see it. The deadline is August.
Good idea.
I thought it was on there. Well,
Third,
anyway,
August 3rd.
August 3rd?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah, that's the one.
so anyway, the grants that we did this past year, Smart Start said that we helped over 6,200 children in Brunswick County. And then the STEM grant, well, it kind of got put on hold. Well, I mean, the grant didn't get put on hold, but the activity of what they were doing, unfortunately, because of COVID-19, it got put on hold. But we need to be thinking about our grants for next year. These are just suggestions, so that's why we have a club assembly, so other people can put your input in. But I think, Daryl, was it last week we heard from Joshua from the Brunswick Christian Recovery?
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, I'm doing something with them last night. And that was Brunswick Christian Recovery Center.
Okay, Recovery Center. So I was thinking that would be a great area for us to do a grant for.
Yes.
Also for the Rose House, a new facility for women. And then
Both of those, yes.
And then some other things, hunger. I mean, we're going to continuously have that problem in Brunswick County. And then I was thinking about a small piece of something where we could do something down at the waterfront that maybe just sends a positive message to people. So what other areas do you guys think we should do some grants in?
I have, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
I can hear you, Mark.
I was contacted by my former club in New Jersey about a water project, cisterns and solar pumps for communities in Indian reservations and the surrounding area of New Mexico. Who and I only have like just the beginning of the information. They apparently can't dig wells because of radioactive mining, contamination in their soil, and so the people there are collecting water or going to community wells and then taking containers of water home to their homes. Many of the homes on the Indian reservations and in the general area there don't have running water. And there is a Rotary group working on alleviating that problem. And we've been asked if we would have an interest in signing on to that program. So what I would propose to do would be to get that information. I was just contacted yesterday. I would get that the information that I have or that they may be able to get to you and get that to our board. Perhaps we could make some decision about that. I would mention that when we were doing fundraising for Brunswick County Family Assistance after Hurricane Florence, that the club in Mount Holly sent us, I want to say $700 or I know something like that, but I know they sent a nice check down to us when we could when we were looking help after Florence.
This would also qualify as an international grant because of several clubs participating, and I would definitely be interested in pursuing it further. And my particular interest would be, I really don't think that Americans should be having their own citizens without running water.
Agree. I would think that in the hierarchy of need, that safe drinking water is pretty high.
Yeah.
On that list. The same people who are working on this are the people that I worked with. Our district took on a water project, which became obviously an international water project in Lima, Peru, which I've mentioned to this our club before, that we funded bio sand filters for people to disinfect their water in Peru. Our district raised $14,000, and with district and RI grant matching funds, we ended up with a little over $50,000. So that the cost of those filters was about $100 a piece. So we provided 500 families with safe drinking water. And
5,000.
No, 500. It was 50,000.
Oh yeah, excuse me.
And it's $100 a piece.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
500. That's okay. Joe Biden made the same mistake, but that's okay. It's just math.
Good company.
All right, guys, I've got to jump off on a call. I've got a 1 o'clock meeting I've got to run to, so I'm sorry to leave early, but so nice to you guys to invite me and to see everybody.
Good to see you, Tom.
Good to see you, Tom. Thanks for taking the time.
Yes.
Tom, I will keep you on the list and you can join us anytime you want to, okay?
Okay. Thank you, Daryl.
Bye. Hey,
Goodbye.
Karen?
I actually need to leave too. Sorry. Bye. Make good choices.
Karen?
Yes.
Mark? When I worked for Connie Stevens, she had an organization called Windfeather. And what we did was we built windmills on Native American reservations for drinking water. The majority of them were in the Arizona, New Mexico area. But it's something really to look into. What people don't realize is sometimes they've got some very fluid land, but things will happen like their tribal councils will lease out all their water rights to a golf course or something like that. And it leaves the people without drinking water. And it's quite frequent that that happens. But the windmills would go deep in the ground and be able to bring water out to provide for the different areas. It's just a thought, Mark, when you talk to these people as a solution.
Yeah, there's lots of options, and they reached out to me because I headed the fundraising for the Peru project, and they said, hey, do you want to be involved again? And I don't really know all the details about, like, if there's a problem with wells, then a windmill that is driving a well pump is doesn't help, but it may enable them to drill deeper. I don't know. So all those things.
Where are they getting their drinking water now?
Collecting rainwater.
They probably have to travel to some place that has it and bring it back in bulk.
Yeah.
Typically how they solve that problem.
It involves quite a bit of travel, which of course now, with travel restrictions and all kinds of things, they can't load, 5 families into a pickup truck and load the back with water. They sort of have to go, one family at a time. So it's, this is conjecture. I don't have all the details, but I will pass on the contact information and liaise.
I was just,
if you want.
Mark, I was just going to say, in Colorado, many places out west, people don't have water at all. I mean, they just have water brought in on a regular basis, like you would have natural gas brought in, or propane gas brought in. So there are a lot of very affluent areas, but they don't have any water, and they just have to truck it in.
Wow. Well, the good news about that kind of project is that's going to be a global grant, so we can work on that all year. We're not bound by these specific dates like you are with a district grant.
Yeah, and I believe that there may be an ongoing project that Rotary's supporting. And again, like I said, I don't have all the details.
That's cool. Well, we'll add that one to the list. Are there any other things that you guys could think of that we might want to pursue? Grants?
One of the problems we have, if we get too many grants, don't we reduce the amount of money we can put in each one of them?
Well, what the situation is a lot of times our district has money because clubs have not applied for the grants. So you can over apply. You will be able to put a priority on each of these grants, like the Peace Grant. I might put that at priority 3. So the most important or needs are taken care of in specific orders. And then with the extra money, we could get extra grants.
The 2 that you picked, I thought were excellent choices.
Mm-hmm.
The Brunswick Christian Recovery Center and the home for the women.
Rose House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because see, everything is going to trickle down. So if a family has an addiction problem, that could lead to childhood neglect or abuse. So it all is just it all just trickles down. So I think they're very appropriate places for us to help.
Well, he talked to us about a detox center in Southport. He thought that
Yes.
was important. Could we spearhead something like that?
Oh, look at Clay and his baby.
Oh my goodness, Clay. Clay, you look good.
You're a good babysitter.
Oh, you're good. Good, Grandpa.
Yeah, Ted, we'd have to find out some more details about the facility he was talking about doing here in Southport.
I'm working with Joshua on the project that I have in Chadbourne, my own nonprofit, and we're working on getting a middle school over there for Joshua for the Christian Recovery Center, and use that, and then training programs, and incorporate building some houses on the 24 acres that we've got there. So I spent last night with him, and Kent, if you're still on there, you might share with us some of Debbie's reaction last night.
I have a question. Do you guys participate in RILA at all?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay, because I hadn't heard that mentioned at all. And
Well, that doesn't require much, that doesn't require any grants to be applied for. It's not a grant process.
Okay. And are they doing that camp at all this year, or did it get canceled?
It was canceled.
Yeah.
Not camps.
Well, I'm interested in that as far as being involved in that. I was actually a camp counselor and actually did all of the recruiting and doing all the review of the essays and it was involved in all of that with my club in Durham, and also went to the camp and was a counselor. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that part.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Okay, Karen, next.
Okay, go ahead and move on to the next area.
Okay.
Next slide. Membership. So, where do we stand? Year to date, we are -1. Club growth or loss, we are -1. So we lost 3 members. 1 passed away, 1 moved, and Buzz resigned. Then we gained 2 new members, so that's why we're at a -1. So how are we going to increase our membership during COVID? What ideas do y'all have?
I would think it was just hard to do.
I think that what you did at the hospital last week, showing up and doing a service sort of thing, providing service, wearing your Rotary shirt. I mean, that's a great way to show the community who we are and what we do. And then doing that kind of, doing activities like that as much as we can attracts people. I think we have to keep doing stuff like that.
Yeah, it's been really challenging to do a whole lot. Sometimes you feel like your hands are tied because of all the rules, and we don't want to cause harm to another person or spread COVID. So it's just been a real challenge. But I would want to call, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree with Mark, and I think the boils down to the central issue is visibility in the community. we're never going to increase our membership unless we are more visible in the community. So Mark was talking about one way that we did it. We got to get that visibility up. And I nominate Karen Bailey to hustle the community. She seems to know how to do it.
What makes you think that?
You're such an extrovert.
Well,
And what makes you think that?
Got to.
I have one other suggestion.
One thing I would say, though, is that it would be beneficial to maybe get out and try to recruit some younger people too that are getting out in the business world. I know that there are people in the community that are trying to build their business. Libby, I know you probably have come in contact. Libby, you're still in the call. I mean, you're still in here. I can't see your picture, but you probably have interacted with quite a few business people that are that have applied for some loans for their business. I know they're probably struggling right now and maybe would have trouble with the fees for it, but it would be a way that they could be involved in the community. But they might be good potential candidates for being involved in Rotary. We could possibly talk to them, and there may be some ways we could help them with promoting their business by us knowing about them. That's a possibility to reach out to some of those small businesses to get them involved. I don't know. That's a possibility. And be a way to mutually benefit by helping promote the businesses in the community, but also recruit them to become members.
On that same line, you say you create a prospect list, like to Zoom meetings. It has occurred to me before that instead of trying to think of a specific person that you might want to invite to a meeting, look at our club. We don't have any attorneys as members, do we?
No.
I don't think so. Do we have
We
any
need a realtor too in our day club.
realtors? How about title company people? You know, professional photographer. So we look at specific, like,
How about this?
Occupations.
occupations. Thank you. I was trying to think of occupations, and then invite people that you find that you don't know, but you can say, gee, if I look for realtors, maybe you invite some realtors, and eventually, so the old throwing up against the wall, something will stick. Maybe we could pick up people like that.
Dave, what do you think about that? Dave Morgan.
Yeah, that's always been a good idea, is just to pick up Yellow Pages and look at the different classifications where we don't have representation in the club. And the best thing to do would be just make a list and just hit the streets, knock on doors, and say, is the owner of the business involved in any clubs? And if not, somebody needs to be in Rotary. It's not you, somebody else you might assign from the business. That's one way of doing it. And if we could gather enough people to hit the street and get enough people interested, we could hold a Rotary information meeting probably before our regular meeting. Make it a half hour at the most, and tell them a little about Rotary on the local and international level, and if they want to stay for the meeting and enjoy a free meal, they can do that.
Karen, you had a direction along that. You called it front porch meetings or something?
Yeah, front porch rockers. That way you're all spaced out 6 feet apart, and do just a 30-minute or an hour information meeting.
Whose porch?
Well, the reason why I thought about this idea is because somebody in our club has had a lot of food left on her porch. And when people are that generous, that tells me that they have a heart. So I was thinking Leslie's porch.
That would be fine.
You lost your video,
I
Leslie.
know, and I don't know how that happened. Because that stopped video. Now I didn't. Oh, hold on. That's how it happened. Okay.
I have a couple of ideas, Karen.
Yes, sir.
Well, one is when I was delivering the prizes from the raffle, a number of people said they might be interested in joining the club.
Did you get their names?
I have their names, yeah, and we could put together something. I guess the question is, when do we want to approach them? Is this a good time, or should we wait?
Well, I think it's a good time because everybody's home.
Okay.
But it would have to be a front yard meeting. You know,
Okay.
nothing inside.
And then the other one, my mind's gone blank now. I hate that.
It's a senior moment.
Yeah, it'll come back to me. Go ahead.
All right, down here on the chat box, I got some messages here from Peter. How about helping the police or fire department similar to our prior help with the bulletproof vest? I like that idea.
Yeah.
Easy to get ink and photos. So, Peter, what ideas do you have for helping the police and fire department?
Well, I don't know where they are in terms of how they're set for vests.
Okay.
With the police department, they need more. There must be some other needs that they maybe have a better view on now that they're settled into their headquarters, new headquarters. And same with the fire department. I mean, I know after big events, they always could use help in the recovery stage because everybody's shot and they need some recovery time, and then they could use water and they're set up with, they have their EMS teams and all, but extra help at that department on the spur of the moment, if people would have to be ready to go out and, but touching base with the fire department to find out what they need, I think would be something that we could do.
Okay. I like that idea.
Karen, do you want to share with them any of our thoughts about the transition, changing of the guard ceremony?
Yeah, it just really depends on what our governor says, but we are looking at having the changeover at the airport in a hangar and serve barbecue. Of course, there's plenty of space, so we will all be able to safely social distance. And Daryl's friend from Fairbluff, is that where he's from?
Yeah, he's the president of the Rotary Club in Fairbluff.
He's going to fly in with his plane and take a few people out if you want to go out. I think it sounds exciting, and I don't know, how do y'all feel about that?
Zoom, zoom.
Sounds great to me.
I was thinking about that being the time that you would invite any potential members.
Yeah,
and
That's good.
Tell them to bring their families, their grandchildren, whatever, because if Gary is able, if he's able to fly, we could, up, down, circle, around, touch and go, and then come back and pick up another load. And he has a Bonanza, which is a 6-passenger plane. So that's the thinking.
Commissioner,
down the road.
remember, lived right across from the airport? Bob,
Oh, yeah.
he was a sergeant at arms.
So would it be open to children as well as adults?
Yeah.
Sure.
hmm
Okay.
Yeah.
We could check with Howie about that.
Leslie has raised her hand.
I just want to make one comment. We discussed this before, and we don't think inviting potential members to these Zoom meetings at this point is the best way to show our club. So
Yeah.
I know your next point, Karen, was maybe invite them to the Zoom meetings, but I don't think we've got these in a great cadence right now, because I have a potential member, but I hesitate to invite her to these. But I think that changing of the guards in June would be a perfect opportunity to
Yeah.
bring people.
Yeah.
But we have to also think, if we can't meet in person until January, I mean, that's July, August, September, October, November, December. I mean, that's 6 months of Zoom meetings.
Well, are we definite on that January thing? I thought we had decided that depending on our governor and our local municipalities, we would kind of decide based on that.
Well,
I
that's
thought,
what
I thought Rotary said that Rotary International first said, wait till 1st of 2021, and then said, you know what, follow your local government. If your local government says you can meet, if you're comfortable, but if you're not, don't.
Right.
But, but follow what your local signs say.
Agreed. Yep.
Mhm. They probably just said January to be on the safe side because the insurance does not cover COVID-19.
That was the big thing.
Yeah, and I think that's the big concern, is if someone did come to your meeting and they got COVID, it wouldn't be covered by Rotary. They could not sue Rotary for it. But
Is
I
that
mean,
a major concern of anybody's?
But how would you know?
Exactly.
How would you know where it came from?
I know.
Well, that's the truth. Now, most businesses are having you sign a release. So if our members just signed a release, that would eliminate the legal responsibility.
Well, I don't think there is any legal responsibility because they already stated that they don't cover. We can't go after Rotary for that, right?
No. It said you're not. Insurance won't cover it. It doesn't say you.
Yeah, you're still liable.
It says you will be covered with insurance.
Right.
See the difference there.
Wait, say that again, Mark.
It
Explain.
doesn't say that you're not potentially liable. It says that you're not covered by RI's insurance.
Oh,
Club
You're still liable.
could be potentially liable. It's just the RI is not going to be there to back you up.
gotcha.
Anybody can sue anybody for anything.
That's true.
Yeah.
And you know what? I have a fraternity brother who became a judge. And he said the number one rule of civil law is you can always sue. You can't always win. And I would tell you the third part of that, but it includes a word that I'd have to pay a fine for.
Move on, Karen.
All right, so the last point, and I think Dave Morgan is planning to do some of this, is have informational meetings, maybe two a quarter. So, okay, so moving on to club fundraising. Our 2019-2020 year was very good for revenue. We had the Go Jump in the Lake, we had the fruit sales, and the Chefs of Brunswick County. So right now, I could be wrong about this number, but I think we have about $5,000 to give away. We have kind of held back on doing those local grants until we see what all else happens to our world here. But because of COVID, a lot of things have been are changed. And how are we going to replace this loss of income? Are we going to do a raffle? fruit sales, T-shirts. I mean, what ideas do you have? The fruit sales this past year brought in 4,000. So, do we want to keep the fruit sales? I mean, that can be done without touching. Or how about
Not having Tom Seamers at Osher, I don't know if that's going to affect the fruit there at the hospital or not.
Oh, that's
I
a
would
good
say,
thing. That needs to be checked. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I'd say if we don't have the hospital, then probably
Yeah.
that's one we ought to dump.
Yeah.
didn't think about that one.
Yes.
I think we should invite the new CEO to join Rotary.
That's an idea.
They don't have it.
Well,
I don't have one.
No, that's just interim, both of those.
yeah, but still we could get Linda, we could get her, we could ask her.
Mm-hmm.
She and
Oh,
her-
yes.
Yeah, she should be part of Rotary anyway.
One of our fundraisers could be just that we continue to pay our regular dues and that the surplus goes towards our general fund.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're already in that mode anyhow. I mean, we were already used to paying that.
Could we ask June if Novant gives out presents to their employees during the holiday season and possibly have them purchase fruit from us?
Oh.
Yeah, actually, Ted and I worked on Navant several years ago, and we just got nowhere with them. And June was involved in that at the time.
Wow.
And, that they did something else for their employees, and they didn't want to make a switch. But that's been 5 or 6 years ago, maybe.
Well, maybe we need to take a look at the breakdown and see how much of the fruit sales actually was contributed to Dozier and see what that number is.
Did
Mike,
we
I think
get
it
the
was
final result of the Chefs of Brunswick?
Bill, you're muted.
I didn't hear Peter. I was just asking, Peter, what was your comment?
Sorry, I'm not getting that.
Bill, you had a question coming from Ted Eckelhoff that wanted to know what the final result of the Chefs of Brunswick was.
Uh-huh.
I think we came up with about $4,000. You know,
I had a different computation of that. We had purchased tablecloths and a bunch of things that will be used next year or can be used in the future.
mhm.
Had we not purchased those, we would have had over $8,000. Okay, the fact that we purchased those left us with barely 5,000.
So that was our net, was 5,000. Okay.
Is that net profit?
Yeah, that's bottom profit, bottom line.
And then we had $4,000 from the fruit, so that's 9 right there. We just need to know how much of the fruit sales was actually Dozier Hospital.
Well, I think that in terms, if you break down that fruit sale, Karen, I think you'll find that of the amount that we had, the $4,000, most of that, correct me if I'm wrong, Bill, but wasn't most of that from the donations of $100 from the individuals? So if you actually looked at the sale of fruit that involved fruit, that's a smaller amount.
Oh, okay. So you're saying the Rotaries who gave the $100.
Right.
Yeah.
That ties in with what Clay is saying. I don't
Yeah.
know if Clay's still
Yeah.
on, but ties in with what Clay's saying. He says the people are going to give their money, so let's continue to have the quarterly dues at 189, and as long as we're not meeting, that will be monies coming in. So that Clay's suggestion is that we're programmed at 189, so let's keep it that way.
But I thought we decided that we wouldn't keep it at that And then individually, people would donate their money wherever, where they can bring it back to the club or not.
Yeah.
And I think, didn't Andy say that it would, well, I think he was opposed to doing that, but we'd have to talk about it.
Yeah, I think we do need to talk about it, Leslie.
Because I know another club out by Raleigh, what they did is give each one of their members a choice. You can leave it in the local club. You can opt not even to pay your dues if you were in one of those situations where money was very tight, or you could take a reduction in your dues. And each individual member had could make their own decision, but I would think that would be a nightmare for the treasurer.
Yeah.
I do
Well,
too.
and I think if we kept it the way Andy's changed it, and then we turn back around and you can write that check to the Rotary Foundation, then that becomes a tax deductible event for you. Whereas when you're paying your dues every quarter, you can't deduct that on your
No, no.
So that would give a way that we can give that money back. We put it in the foundation.
You would have to write a separate check. The foundation would have to give a letter out to every one of its members as to how much was contributed. And we have to do that anyway for people who contributed to the foundation this year.
Mm-hmm. And I contribute to some other foundations, and they send me a letter per year.
Mm-hmm.
So they keep track of it, and then they'll send me a letter. This is the amount that you've given our foundation this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's the latest batch of checks that we received.
Clay is going to have some writing to do at the end of the year.
Yeah. Everybody was paying the regular $87. There were no additional contributions above and beyond that minimum of 87.
That's what it was billed.
Yeah, right. But the offer was made if anybody wanted to pay additional. But yeah, you're right, Mark. That's what they were billed for, so that's what they paid.
I actually sent in more, $100, but I sent it into the foundation so I could write it off.
Yeah.
Well, these are all great ideas, but it is 1:30. We start on time and we end on time. So we're going to have to wrap this up. I just want to remind everybody on Mondays at 4 o'clock, you are welcome to get on a Zoom call with our district. And then on Friday mornings at 7:30, I admit I've never been to one Friday mornings at 7:30 because that's a bit early for me. But there is another opportunity for you to get connected with other Rotarians in the area. And put this date on your calendar, ladies. May the 20th from 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the evening is Women in Rotary Call. So those are some important things that are coming up, and that's all I have for you guys. And we will get back together next week. So until then, let's end with the Rotary motto.
Service
above self.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.